Okay, so this is going to be my video on the Four Kings horizontal attack. A lot of people have been having trouble with it, so I thought I would record a tutorial on how I deal with it, or try to anyway. Because I think there's like this, I think there's this idea that it's something so much worse than it is. It's really not that bad. Even to learn, it's not that hard. You just have to not be afraid of it. But yeah, for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna have no death and no damage on in Cheat Engine, just so, you know, in the event that I get hit, I don't have to, you know, reload the save file and everything. But you'll be able to see if I get hit. It'll be quite obvious, because my character will still stagger. And also, yeah, if you are on PC, I recommend, this is how I would recommend you practice it, by putting on no death and no damage, and just sitting in there for a while and focusing on dodging that attack. And if you're on console, then unlucky. No, you can probably put some armor on and level up vitality, I guess, on a different character. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing that I think is important is that is your like positioning on the king. So after you avoid an attack, or no, like when you're waiting for an attack, you kind of want to be directly in front of the king. You don't want to be too far to the left, because if you're too far to the left, I find that it's really easy to just walk into the blade, like really easy. So yeah, you kind of want to be in front of him whenever the king is neutral, and you're just waiting for him to attack. So yeah, this is important here. The way I reset to the front of the king after every attack, you'll see I'm just sort of like walking into his body. That's really good, because it means that you're already moving, so you don't have to like start up moving. He's just like, I don't know, I sort of use him as like I don't know what you would call it. I just walk into him, and it makes it easier to, like, you're already moving, so you don't have to like start to move, if that makes sense. So I'm pretty much always walking into him whenever he's idling. And there we go. That's the horizontal. So, I guess it's kind of hard to articulate like what exactly I'm doing, but if you notice, like, I don't know that it's the horizontal until like quite a way through the attack, right? Like if I'm here and he does the horizontal, no, fuck, that's such a bad way to explain it. If I'm standing in front of a king and he does like anything, as soon as I see that he's attacking, I'm walking left. So that's step number one, right? When you're standing in front of the king, you want to walk left whenever he is about to attack. And then once you recognize that it's the horizontal, you want to, it's almost as if you're like tracing the king's body with yours, right? Like imagine your hip was like glued to the king. You kind of just want to move around almost like that, but probably tighter. Fuck. like that, okay? You kind of just want to... You don't want to create distance from him, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't want to go like that and try and get around him. You want to keep tight to his body and just like trace around him. And then I guess once you get that part down, it can still feel quite bad because the second part is also, you know, a factor. But for the second part, it's really not that bad. You can watch my controller in the top right if you want, or you can just try it yourself and see what works. I don't know. There's two ways to deal with the second part. You can either do the little twirl that you've seen me doing, or you can just not go far enough to need to do the twirl. Oh, and the reason you have to do this, by the way, is because the blade comes like all the way around, and it will hit you on the way back if you don't do this. So yeah, I'll try and show both variations. I wouldn't say that one is better than the other. You still get to punish once on both attacks, or on both like ways of dodging it. So I wouldn't worry about that. I would just go with whatever feels best to you. So that was no twirl. That was just me not like going far enough to need to twirl. You just sort of stop dead in your tracks, and I find that attacking actually helps because like attacking does stop you. Pressing R1 will stop you in your tracks and you'll attack. So that can be a good way to do that. Then I'll try and show you the twirl if this king behaves. So that was the twirl. This one, honestly, this one might be like more beginner friendly, because you can sort of overextend, right? You can mess up, and then the twirl will allow you to correct that mistake, you know? But yeah, those are the two ways of dodging it. You can check the controller input if you want for the twirl. It's really not that hard to understand, but I don't know, it might help. And aside from that, I don't know what else to tell you, really. Like that is it. It's not that scary. It's not that daunting. It's just a two-part dodge that you just have to learn, really.